Friends, welcome to youtube.com Dr. Ved channel. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor Head Veterinary Medicine. Here we discuss important bacterial disease actinomycosis, very commonly occurring in cattle. In part 2, we will discuss pathogenesis and necropsy findings of actinomycosis. Here we will see transmission of actinomycosis. Friends, remember Actinomyces bovis organism exists as a normal inhabitant in the oral cavity of animal. It is normally present in the oral cavity. The infection Actinomyces bovis enters through either abrasion, injury or wound in the buccal mucosa. And we have already seen that injury to the buccal mucosa is caused by a straw or very coarse feed stuff during chewing. Any hard material can also cause injury, or when infection enters through dental alveoli at the time of eruption of the teeth. So anyway, if there is injury into the oral mucosa, the Actinomyces bovis enter into the mandible and maxilla bone. Continue with the transmission. We have seen that oral mucosa harbor the organism. Similarly, whole alimentary tract of normal cattle harbor Actinomyces bovis organism. But this organism enters the subcutaneous tissue through injury or wound caused by sharp objects that we have already seen. Transmission from animal to animal is very rare. So disease generally occur as a sporadic in nature. It is not in epidemic form. Transmission from animal to human is also very rare. Friends, here we will see which host is affected by actinomycosis. We have seen that infection is sporadic. Haphazard cases observed, sporadic one. Most common is lumpy jaw in cattle and more common in cattle when they are 2 to 5 years of old age. In pigs, visceral mycosis is observed. In sheep, infection is very rare. In horse, again rare infection occurs, but it causes infection of the bursa. Hence, we discuss here the pathogenesis of actinomycosis. Remember, pathogenic effect of Actinomyces bovis is purely by physical action. This organism does not produce any toxin, so action is purely a physical action. First, there is entry of Actinomyces bovis organism through oral mucosa, and they enter through a penetrating wound of oral mucosa by coarse hair or wire, a rough material, while chewing or masticating. It enters through alimentary mucosa also through injury, and very rarely it enters through hematogenic route. Continuation of pathogenesis. The actinomyces bovis produce lesions in various organs. Primarily, the jaw bones, mandibles and maxilla are affected, and they produce osteomyelitis. Very commonly, large number of the cases are coming to the clinics. Secondarily, alimentary mucosa is also affected. It affects the esophagus, rumen, etc. In the jawbone, it produces rarefaction. Rarefaction means the bone just like moth-eaten or decayed type, and osteomyelitis. Due to this effect, there is pain in the bone of the mouth. It will interfere with mastication and prehension of the food. The chewing of the food is very painful. Continuation of the pathogenesis. Most commonly, the mandibles and maxilla are affected. Subcutaneous tissue of the lower jaw is also affected in cattle. The infection of the rumen may lead to a rumenitis, inflammation of the rumen. When there is rumenitis, there is an indigestion, and because of the indigestion, there is partial starvation. Animal become off feed and other subsequent changes. The infection also occurs in the lungs. Serologically and clinically active cases of pulmonary actinomycosis observed, and infection produced a nodular abscess in cattle. Friends, we discuss here necropsy findings. The primary lesion is in mandible and maxilla. There is rarefication of the bones and widespread infection is observed. Rarefied osteomyelitis is seen. Very common is lumpy joint cattle. It is a suppurative. There is presence of pus, granulomatous osteomyelitis of the mostly mandibles. The pus contains sulfur granules. The sulfur granules are present in the exudates, and pus contain a very minute hard yellowish white granules, and they are just like yellow sulfur granules. So it is common and characteristic of this actinomycosis. Sulfur granules in the pus is the characteristic of actinomycosis. The actinomyces bovis are the filamentous like bacteria in the exudate. Both filamentous form and cocci form is observed in the pus. The other necropsy lesions are the cavities of the bone are generally filled with nodular granulation tissue. From this, there is a spread of infection and production of such lesions in the surrounding areas. The infection spread and affect the adjacent areas also. It affects the esophagus and anterior wall of the reticulum, may produce rhinitis. Miliary nodules in udder and lungs. Miliary means very small, just like a millet is observed in udder and lungs. Mastitis, although occur rarely, but it causes insult. The infected udder is hard, indurated, just like fibers, and it is fibrosed with the presence of pus inside suppuration. This is the common necropsy finding. Friends, we have discussed here the pathogenesis and necropsy finding of actinomycosis. By about now, you are able to understand what is the disease. So it produces rarefying osteomyelitis and suppurative granulomatous lesions in various tissues. Please share this information to the veterinarians, and to promote the channel, requested to subscribe the channel. Thank you very much for observing this video.